Hello everybody, welcome to another quick video. Coming today into the Peak District, down to a little place called Ilam. Basically a National Trust run park, and the gardens are sort of everywhere, absolutely fantastically laid out. Now, I don't know whether we're going to get much on the photography front, but there's a lot in the background. Wild garlic, I've just spin you around this way. You've got some incredible trees along sort of the run of the river manifold. So I'm going to try and get a couple of bits and bobs. A few little bits running down here maybe. Nice little sort of walled path that we've got. Yeah, so I'll see what sort of shots we can get. Don't know what to expect. We'll see what we can find. And yeah, hope it'll be quite interesting. So come and have a wander. Like I say, this is a National Trust managed site. Fantastic old hall on the grounds as well, which is a youth hostel now, but the architecture is really nice. Managed to get a couple of shots of it. Unfortunately today it's all flat light. We did get a little bit of sunshine earlier, but not really anything we can do with, so I think a lot of black and white today. The trees are fantastic that we're wandering along here. We're actually doing sort of the outer walk at the minute. It's about a mile and a half long, called the Paradise Walk, which takes us all the way out sort of towards Dovedale and then sort of back round again. Yeah, we'll see what we can find. Hopefully we'll get a couple of shots off. Looking over sort of that way across the sort of the field here, towards the trees, just spin you around. They're absolutely beautiful, but I don't think I can do much because there's not a lot of separation coming through. It really needs something to be really sort of strong and stand out to sort of do it. It's a bit of a shame really, sort of 2 weeks ago this was all covered in snow, which would have been really nice. But unfortunately sort of bits and bobs got in the way, so we didn't get down for it. But yeah, might be able to get something. If we can do it, possibly a bit of macro in there as well. See a few nice little spots of moss and that around, so yeah, we'll see what pops up. But yeah, keep on wandering, see what we can find, and hopefully there's some interesting shots pop up. So we've got a couple of little some bits and bobs around this area that, best way to describe it, is really historic. There's what's known as the battle stone back there, which they think was carved in the 11th century. They found on the site of the old village when they were sort of doing some renovation work. It seemed very much sort of an old historic village, yet it's nestled in sort of the Staffordshire Peak District. Basically sort of sat in a valley, with the river manifold which sort of runs over that sort of direction. You've got River Dove and Dovedale with the stepping stones, but that's always really busy, so I tend to try and avoid that. And there's just loads of bits and pieces around where you can sort of see a nice bit of history with some really sort of characterful sort of buildings and stuff like that. Although there's not a lot that makes a great shot, but it's a nice place to come to have a bit of a wander really. Which I've said before, yeah, it's not always about the photography, it's about getting out there and enjoying it, which is essentially what we're doing today. Did have quite a lot of rain overnight. Like I say, conditions today, they're fairly flat. I'm feeling a lot of black and white because of it. But yeah, I can get different sort of shapes from trees and stuff like that. I'm quite happy today, I think. To get a couple of shots. I'll do the usual, sort of take for a bit of a wander, have a bit of a chat, and I'll pop some shots up at the end for you. But yeah, keep on wandering around, coming a bit close to the river now, so we'll see what's around. Cause we did have a spell a little bit further back down the river, where we spotted a lot more than we were expecting, sort of bird-wise. Typically, all I've got today is the 12-100 and the macro with me, but the usual case. They know when you've got the decent lens on and sort of stay at home. So, but yeah, see what's around, and spotted a couple of trees here I might be able to do something with, but yeah, I'll see what I can do. have to admit, in general, I'm not really feeling too much from the conditions or sort of the bits that I'm seeing. I know sometimes you just have one of them days you just can't get your eye in. But I did spot this bridge behind me. I know it just sort of looked quite nice. There's nothing special about it. It's basically just 2 rows of metal tubing across a sort of wooden platform. But I don't know, it just sort of appealed to me. So yeah, possibly a black and white edit. Like I say, the conditions are flat as anything. There's nothing really going on at all. Thankfully it's not windy, which it was earlier, but yeah, nothing amazing unfortunately, but we'll keep on wandering. We'll probably actually take the outer track and see if we can get up towards Dovedale, see what's happening up there. Might be something on the way, we'll have a look. Fairly inevitable. I'm sitting there with a mindset, I'm looking for sort of trees and stuff like that. I'm starting to ignore the stuff down on the ground, which I always say, look down onto the ground. I've been ignoring my own little advice. But yeah, just spotted this log, some gorgeous mosses on it. Again, sort of thing, yeah, ordinarily just wander by. But just thought, well, yeah, there's nothing happening on sort of the grander scale, so I had a look down, and yeah, absolutely beautiful conditions for it. Bit of a sort of moist spot, so yeah, it's a popular spot for the mosses to grow up. A lot of sort of, I think it's problem actually to do with ash dieback. So there's a lot of sort of chopped down logs here as well. So a few bits and bobs around here. And it's just gathering moss. I think certainly sort of in a few months we'll be gathering fungi as well, which would be really nice to see. So we're not far from the river, just spinning around. The river's just there. But yeah, probably sort of the nicest bit of moss I've seen sort of while I've been here. There's been a few little bits and bobs around, but that was the nicest that I spotted. But what I'm seeing, especially along this bit, quite a few bits of sort of springs showing through, getting little buds coming up. They may work for a nice shot as well. I'll see what I can do with those. But yeah, nice path that we've got managed to get ourselves onto. I'll see what else I can spot. But yeah, it might not be a bust after all today. So we've come up away from the river now, and we're actually sort of on a road that's a little bit higher up, it's looking down towards the river, and a couple of the trees over yonder area are absolutely fantastic. Sort of thing you can't really sort of get too much of them with being a bit too close to it, but now we're actually up here, it's not too bad. And I did mention that we had quite a bit of rain, and yeah, it's still draining off the roads. But there's a couple of trees, especially that one back there, I'm going to see if I can do something with. I know it's not going to be perfect because you've got the sky in the background, but I might be able to come up with something to do with it. There's another couple along here as well. Yeah, so I'll try and get a couple of shots off of those, I think. And yeah, it might work. We'll give it a go anyway. So there is a wander around. Like I say, nothing outstanding has popped out. A couple of little bits and bobs, but nothing amazing. But we've just got back to sort of Ilam Park itself, which is in the middle of the village. Some gloriously cute lambs popping around. But just over towards the hall, got the old church. So I might pop in there so I can get some interesting architecture shots. Try and get away from the road as well. But yeah, definitely, lambs are very cute. Yes, it's a lovely little church here. When you go in, it's the usual sort of church layout, but there's a bit of an annex down the back with a memorial in there. and it looks like it's been recently refurbished. But some of the lines in there, sort of over the ceiling with the buttress and stuff like that, absolutely beautiful sort of shapes and stuff like that. Grabbed a couple of shots, screaming out for black and white, just worked really, really well. But yeah, absolutely beautiful little church, and yeah, for a change, it's not rained on us or anything like that. But if just spin you around, you can actually see the hall up there. Now it is, like I say, youth hostel today. Very busy, so it's not really anything you can really get too many shots of unless you get really close and sort of get some sort of shots up the windows and stuff like that, get some of the shapes and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll probably have a bit of a play with that, just like picking out small sections of it rather than sort of doing sort of a big wide open thing. But yeah, nice building, nice place. I can definitely recommend the cafe as well. Absolutely gorgeous food in there, really good drinks as well, and all the money sort of goes back into sort of management of the site as well, so it's really nice to sort of pop in there for a coffee if you're in the area. So we're coming to the other side of the river now, and there's a little bit of a sort of a step path heading up this way. I'm going to try and sort of make something of it going up into the trees. It's not astounding, but I might be able to do something with it. Would follow that path, but I know it goes up, back down. There's a rope bridge further along that we saw earlier that's actually sort of closed off. It's actually been damaged in the flooding, so that'll be a sort of a one-way trip, so I'm not going to bother today. Other than that, there's not really a lot going on. So yeah, try and get a shot of that anyway. But just like I say, big thank you to all subscribers. Broken through the 1,000, it keeps on going, and yeah, it's going really well. So if you like the video, give us a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. There's more and more coming along. We'll be going back up to the lakes again soon as well, so I'll be doing some bits and bobs up there. Might involve a bit more of a hike. I've got a couple of plans involved with that one. But yeah, so if you enjoy that, please do. So give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I'm releasing another video, just hit the bell button. That'll tell you straight away once the new video gets uploaded. But for now, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Take care.
In my conscience, am I too far gone? Does the good mean there must be something more? Bring me back to what I know. What I know is what I know. 'Cause you are home. The common ground of difference is where I find you. Different kinds